Hi everybody. After Tuesday's quiz, I decided that we were going to need some extra credit. So I'm going to go over some forms of decimal numbers, and then you'll have a quick, short little assignment that you can do to get some extra credit on your quiz if you want to do that. So these are the questions that were missed most often on the quiz. Forms of decimal numbers. Standard form is what we think of when we think about how we write numbers. So it would be 45 and 275 thousandths. You might also see it in our math curriculum as decimal form. So that just means write it with numbers with a decimal point. So again, my number is 45 and, whenever we see that decimal point, that means and 275 thousandths. So now I'm going to write that in word form. So in word form, I have 45 and 200, because that's what it looks like, 275 thousandths. Now, if you notice, when I wrote these words out, the word form of my numbers, 45 has a dash in the middle of it, has a hyphen. 75 does as well. When you have a two-digit number, we write the first digit and then a dash and then the second digit. So 45 has a dash in the middle, 75 has a dash in the middle. And make sure when you're doing your word form, if your number is to the right of the decimal, you have that THS on the end of it. Some of you didn't do that on the quiz, and so it gets marked wrong. Now, that's standard form, word form. Let's talk about unit form, because that gave us some trouble too. Unit form is kind of a combination of expanded form and word form. So unit form, I would have, again, I'm working with 45 and 275 thousandths. So I would have 4 tens for my 40, 5 ones, 2 tenths, 7 hundredths, 5, I'm not going to leave that there, it'll be lonely, 5 thousandths. So we use in unit form the number of each unit that we have. So we have 4 tens, 5 ones, 2 tenths, 7 hundredths, 5 thousandths. Okay. The last one we're going to talk about is expanded form. So, expanded form is done by multiplying or showing the multiplication sentence of each unit times the number of units and add them together. So expanded form of this number would be 4 times 10 plus 5 times 1. Now, I can show the rest of it in fractions or decimals. I'm going to do fractions because it's a little bit easier to read for me. So I would have 2 times 1 tenth plus 7 times 1 100th plus 5 times 1 1,000th. Okay, now that's the different forms of decimal numbers. This actually goes back to lesson 5. Okay? Let's do another quick review of rounding decimal numbers, because this also gave some of us a bit of trouble. Let's take my 45 and 275 thousandths, just because that's the number we've been working with. Let's first round it to the tens place. Remember, tens place. So on my vertical number line, how many tens do I have? I have 4. So 40 is the bottom of my number line. How much is one more 10 than 40? That's 50. What's in the middle? Halfway between 40 and 50 is 45. This number is just a little tiny bit bigger than 45. So 45 and 275 thousandths is above my midpoint of 45. So to the nearest 10, I would round it to 50. You still with me? Awesome. Now, if I have 45 and 275 thousandths, and I'm going to round it to the nearest 1, the nearest whole number. So now I'm rounding to this place value. And I'm going to do a bunch of these on here, so I'm going to label them. So to the ones place, how many ones do I have? I have 45 ones. That's the bottom of my number line. What's one more than 45? One more 1 than 45 is 46. What is halfway between 45 and 46? 45 and 5/10. So, where does this number go on my number line? 2 tenths is less than 5/10, so it's going to go down here. So rounded to the ones place, my number rounds to 45. Okay, hang with me. This is where I think a lot of you get confused. To the tenths place, remember, if we were rounding whole numbers, we look at the place value we're rounding to, and we go to the right of that to determine whether I round up or down. It's the same thing with decimal numbers. The difference is that we're putting it on a vertical number line, and some of you have never seen it before, so that's why we're getting a little confused. Okay, here we go. How many tenths do I have? I have 2 tenths, but 45 has 450 tenths in it. So I can write it as 452, or I can write it as 45 and 2 tenths. 1 tenth more than that would be 453, or 45 and 3 tenths. My midpoint, halfway between, which helps me decide whether I round up or down, is going to be 45 and 25 hundredths, because half a tenth is 5 hundredths. Where does my number go? If you look, I have 27 hundredths in this number. That's a little bit more than 25 hundredths. So 45 and 275 thousandths is there. So to the tenths place, I round to 45 and 3 tenths. All right, I'm going to move this down a little bit to do thousandths. So to do thousandths, I look, sorry, we're not going to round to the thousandths because our number's not that big. Let's try this again. We're going to round to the hundredths. Miss Walker got ahead of herself. We're going to round to the hundredths. I'm going to use my thousands place to round to my hundredths. So again, I have 45 and 275 thousandths. How many hundredths do I have? There's a 7 in my hundredths place. But I have 4,527 hundredths in all of this number. So I can write it like that, 4,527, or I can write it, as 45 and 27 hundredths. What's 1 more than 27? 28. So the top of my number line would be 45 and 28 hundredths. What's halfway in between? Halfway in between would be 45 and 275 thousandths. Now, that's the number I'm trying to round. It's exactly in the midpoint. You may remember that if you have a number that ends in a 5 and you're rounding to, or your number next to the place value you're rounding to has a 5 in it, we always round up. So if we're at the midpoint or above it, we round up. So to the hundredths, it would be 45 and 28 hundredths. I really hope this helps, and go back into Google Classroom and find that extra credit assignment.